the ones that really get me, and I think the reason I might end up like canceling a different subscription and resubscribing to YouTube are the ads that are very clearly produced in the Czech Republic or somewhere in Eastern Europe, where it's like two guys and a girl. It's always the same like structure for the ad. It's always like two guys and a girl, and they're like, oh, we have to go out to dinner tonight. And then for some reason, the girl automatically makes it a competition between the two guys, right? She's like, I'll go out to dinner with whoever has strongest army in Clash of Mighty Kingdoms Palace. And like, then the two guys, like one guy's like, seriously. And then one guy's like, he's like, well, I have like 5 million army power because I did special Clash of Kingdoms battle.
Army power?
Yeah, I did special Clash of Kingdoms Palace battle. And then the other guy's like, well, I have 7.5 million army power because I started with Hessians, and Hessians are super strong with their battle tactics, and they know better than even the Romans do. And then and then some other guy comes in from off screen, and he's like, I have 100 million power. And everybody's like, what? How'd you get 100 million power? And he's like, it's because I enter special discount code when I started up the app, you idiots. Like, that is the fucking ad that I don't want on my phone anymore. I don't care about your 100 million power army. Or the Hessians, or the Romans, or any of this stupid shit. What?
I'm speechless. I'm speechless.
I'm just done with them, Odie.
I can tell. Dude, right. I had the craziest dream last night.
Let's clap.
Damn, okay.
Okay. Do you want to tell me your dream first, or do you want it on the podcast?
I want to clap, then tell you my crazy dream.
All right. On the podcast.
It's funny.
Ready?
It's short.
3, 2, 1. Perfect. I love it. Every time. Flawless. Flawless effing
Can I tell you
victory.
my crazy dream?
Why am I beeping myself out? It's a podcast. All right. You know what's funny? I always flag these as explicit too, just to make sure, like, I don't want anybody to, like, catch this.
Oh, I can cuss on here?
Yeah, we can swear. I flag these as explicit.
Yeah.
People who are going through Spotify that have explicit content off for whatever reason, I don't care how justified it is or not, you don't have to listen to us because every episode is off of your Spotify
yes, you do.
Or Apple.
You have to listen.
No, they don't.
It's on Apple Podcasts now, by the way.
We swear too much.
I just found out we could, and we're 5 episodes in.
You've been swearing. It's fine.
Have I?
Yeah, bro.
It's just second nature. Wait, let me tell you my crazy dream.
All right,
before we introduce ourselves.
Okay, okay, all right. Welcome back to the Unpop Podcast. I am not doing the rhyming thing this week. I woke up and chose chaos today, and I ate a cold egg roll for breakfast. I'm Kevin Miner, he, him. And with me, as always...
It's Odie Matthews, they, them, grossed out by the cold egg roll.
That is right.
It's disgusting.
No, it was great. I chose chaos.
I love
then
it. Chaos.
I skipped
that's
breakfast
Danny,
entirely.
if you're listening, chaos.
Yeah, chaos. I skipped breakfast entirely, and I made a wrap. Like a full-on sandwich wrap after that because I was fucking hungry this morning. See? We can swear. All right, tell me your dream.
Okay,
Matthews.
It's very, very short. But if you listen to our last episode, and we talked about, your mission trip a little bit, and
yes,
a little bit about non-binary and coming out and everything. So
yes,
funny enough, last night I had a dream that I went to the store and I had this like really big bag and you couldn't see what was inside. I walked into a dive bar that had Confederate flags out front and some other merchandise that maybe spell out things like MAGA and such. And
you can say it. It's
I slapped
fine.
this.
Yeah, MAGA people also happen to often have Confederate flags. Go.
Yes, that's true. But yeah, so I walked into this bar, and I put this bag down, and you know what I pulled out?
What?
This was the entire dream, by the way.
What?
I just pulled out a bunch of Bud Light cases that had the pride flag on them. That was my dream. I'm not kidding. Just pulling out 6 packs of Bud Light.
Your dream was a politically charged beer commercial?
Yeah.
That is a weird dream, my friend. That is a very
really
weird dream.
was.
I
to be
love
fair,
that.
last night I did try edible chocolate for the first time, and
Okay.
I had a lot of it.
Oh, yeah, well, that
Who knows?
that solves it. That's definitely what it was. I mean, dude, okay.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. We are at the point now that enough factual evidence has been gathered that we can say if you have a MAGA hat or a MAGA flag or a Trump sticker or a Trump flag or a Trump hat, chances are you are closely related to and or someone who might commit seditious activity, because the militia leader of the January 6th event was charged with sedition. And as a matter of fact, the Confederate flag is a seditious flag. So there we go. Just
Crazy.
facts. Just facts. No opinions. Just
Yep.
facts, babies. That's it. That's all I got for you this
Yep.
morning. You like MAGA and Trump, chances are you are closely related to someone who has sedition on the brain. That's
You also
it.
probably shouldn't listen to this podcast.
Who
if you're,
cares?
If you're a
Well,
Trump
no,
supporter.
they turned off. I
I
said
mean, we'll take the view.
I didn't support Trump in my first breath, so we're done. They're gone
Yeah.
already, man. Don't even worry about it, baby. We got it.
I got a
You know?
segue for the topic. If
It's
you'd
all
like.
good. No, we can segue into this topic. Let me tell you what I solved this morning, because I'm very proud of myself for this moment. I went to one of my favorite coffee
World
shops.
hunger.
I went to Crew Coffee. No, I did not solve world hunger. If I solved world hunger, do you think we would be having a podcast right now if I solved world hunger?
Yeah,
no,
because we'd be talking about it.
No, I would be on TV
What do you mean?
talking about it. I would
And
be
I would be
here
right there with you.
recording it and scheduling a release date. I would be on TV with my chest puffed out going, yeah, that's right, bitches. I did it.
Are you going to take me with you? Can I be your support?
You can fly out, bro. We got to figure. If I solve world hunger, there's book deals. There's stuff happening, right? Anyway, so
I'll make your movie
So
for
I go
you.
to my favorite coffee shop this morning. I did the opposite of solve world hunger this morning. First off, I barely even solved my hunger. I ate a cold egg roll. So I go to my favorite coffee shop. We all know Chinese food just makes you more hungry. So I go to my favorite coffee shop. Well, one of my favorite coffee shops. I go to Crew Coffee, right? And I go to Crew Coffee
Right.
because, first off, I have tried 2 separate times this week. One time someone bought it for me. Another time I bought it for myself as kind of like a test. I have tried a short, blonde Americano from Starbucks, and I'm pretty sure they're not even making it with espresso anymore, because it tasted like, and let me tell you this, they took a coffee filter and just kind of like rang it out over the cup and like whispered sweet nothings to it about corporate Starbucks culture, and then they just handed it out the window to me, not even caring about what the temperature was, and I had just tepid brown almost tea water in my fucking face, and I hated it. So I go to
went
one of my
Starbucks?
yeah, so I go to one of my favorite coffee companies, Crew Coffee, this morning. Glens Falls Crew Coffee.
Love Crew Coffee.
I absolutely love it. 2 of my favorite girls are there working. They're already getting my order ready. This is where I love to be in the world. Like, I love to be in a place where I walk in, people are happy to see me, I'm happy to see them. We already know what's going down. We have a pattern here. I'm not here to throw curveballs in the works. I'm here to make your day better, right? So I'm in line. I'm waiting patiently. They're already getting stuff going. And, like, as I'm getting up in the line, I see this dude. And I'm like, yo, this dude. First off, let me describe this dude to you. This dude. First I see, like, a wicker fedora. And I'm like, okay. Wicker fedora. Strong choice. Then it's got, like, a patterned
Bold.
sash around the wicker. You know how, like, sometimes, like, a fedora will have, like, a little fabric around the outside,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like, kind of wrapping, and it's got, like, a buckle in the front. Looks fancy, right? Extra fancy. Wicker fedora, got the buckle on the front, got a little pattern. It looks like semi-floral. I can't really 100% tell, right? The dude, then, we're working our way down, right? Then really nice Guess glasses, right? So glasses by Guess. And then nice scarf, right? Very nice scarf. I'm like, okay. And not only that, not a heavy scarf. We're talking like cravat, like almost like a kerchief style, right? Like Fred from Scooby-Doo, right? Like we got ascot, right?
Okay,
It's more of
okay.
an ascot than anything else, right? So we got the ascot going, and that is floral pattern, and I
Ascot.
can tell it's a very light fabric because it's hot today. It's a nice, beautiful, warm, sunny day. Then, dude's got burnt orange and white striped polo, right? With a small collar, which is a fucking flex. You know how many dudes just buy a polo? They don't even look for like a specific size in the collar. He's got the little collar, right? He's got one button down, right? And then he's got burnt orange shorts to match, and he's got slip-on blue canvas shoes. And I am just like, and even those, they got a little buckle on them, right? And I'm like, yo, this dude is rocking it today. He's reading a book called The Big Nowhere. I'm like, all right, this is a whole thing. I love this person. Like, everything about that image to me, I was like, this person woke up and said, I choose me today, and I choose to love myself, and I choose to go out in the world and be whoever I'm going to be and just do the thing that I'm doing, right? And I'm like, man, I really admire this, and this is something that I appreciate first thing in the morning. So I'm like, all right, I got to pay this guy a compliment. I'm a cisgendered male. I want to pay this guy a compliment without like sending up any flags that are like possible flirtation, right? Because that's not
I do that all the time, by the way.
That's not yeah. But that's not the message I'm trying to send. I'm trying to send a good message, bolster some self-confidence, share that I appreciate the things that they're appreciating, right? They have donned what they appreciate. They are appreciating themselves, and they are like repping it in the world, and I absolutely love it. And I was like, okay, how do I express to this person how much I appreciate it, right? Just like on a human-to-human level, and then it clicked. And I got up in line, and I interact with my girls, right? I'm talking to them. I'm getting my proper fucking Americano. Thank you. I have it right here. So I have my proper Americano. I'm much happier. I'm ready to pay the compliment. Guy's sitting right next to me, right? Like the stool he's in is right next to where the line ends. So I'm like, I like lean over, and I go, excuse me, sir. Can I pay you a human-to-human compliment real quick? And that's all I said, man.
I like that.
Right? That was
I like
it.
that, man.
It was
like
so nice, and it was like it flowed, and
what was the
as
compliment?
I said it, it clicked, and he was like, "Oh yeah," and why would you not say yes to that, right? So I was like, "Can I pay you a human compliment?" And he goes, "Yeah," and I go, "You are a whole vibe. I want you to know that you are a whole vibe, and I hope you have the best day. You look like you belong on the French Riviera right now." Reading that book, and I hope that you find some sunshine and get to go enjoy whatever you want to enjoy, or if you don't want to be in the sun, don't be, but like whatever you want to do with whatever you're doing today, keep doing it because you're doing it. And the guy was like, thank you, and that was it, and it was perfect, and there was no awkwardness, and we did the compliment exchange. I'm sure he feels better. I felt good, he smiled, like the girl, and then the girls backed me up. They were like, oh, we wanted to say something too. They were like, we really appreciate your outfit as well. And it's like, we just made this dude's day. And the thing, like, for so long, I feel like a lot of, like, guys have been afraid of giving each other compliments like that. Like, we're finally getting into a realm where, like, it's more comfortable, it's more acceptable. Gas up your guy friends. Like, let them know when they're looking good. It's okay to say that, like, Orlando Bloom is handsome. It's fine. You're not gay. We're finally, like, it took a long time to get here where more cisgendered males are thinking that way, but like just being able to say, can I pay you a human to human compliment is like the best thing I've ever thought of doing. Instead of saying, hey, can I pay you a compliment, it's like a human to human. Like I'm letting you know this is just for two humans right here right now. That's it. See you later. Have a great day.
Yeah, whenever I used to travel for work at hotels, I would make it a point, tell myself that every time I check into a hotel or I come into that lobby and there's a new person behind the desk, I try to compliment them on something.
That's cool.
Because there's two reasons why I started doing that. One, it was helping me be more like open with myself in public, being like, hey, if I like something, I shouldn't be afraid if somebody behind me like hears me compliment, because we both do it, my partner and I, I compliment both the female presenting and the male presenting people at hotels.
Yeah, why not?
But so for one, it breaks me out of my shell and kind of gets me like more comfortable talking and like, being vulnerable, because, if you can compliment somebody, sometimes it can backfire really quick.
That's true.
So, being vulnerable. And the second one is, why not? Why not make somebody's day? Why not try to add a little something to it?
Yeah.
But, because, that's it. That's only two reasons.
And I think some people are insecure, some people are neurodivergent, some people are just socially awkward, and like you're worried about possibly making it awkward, but like there's no matter what, like I would say even in that moment there was like, it's not that there wasn't awkwardness, it's that you take the awkwardness of talking to a stranger, right? Because we're told our whole lives, like, don't talk to strangers, right? We're told, like, you're told as a kid, you're like, don't talk to strangers, you know? And then, like, as you're growing up, they're like, don't talk to strangers. And then you grow up and you're an adult and you're out in the world, and there's so many strangers that you could talk to now. Like, it's not like you're going to just get grabbed up and tossed into a van for talking to the random guy sitting at the counter at the coffee shop, right? Like, it's not going to happen right then and there. So, like, we have this awkwardness and we have to fight it. And it's not that awkwardness wasn't in that moment. I still had to, the awkwardness was there as soon as I started speaking to a stranger, but I reduced it by establishing the context of what I was about to do, right? Like, hey, can I pay you a human compliment real quick? Or if you just pay the compliment, like, as long as you don't say, I think a lot of people are worried that they're going to sound creepy or like come off the wrong way if they pay someone a compliment. But like, you can literally just say nice shoes. Like, you don't have to add anything to it. You don't have to add any context. Like, you know, you don't have to point at someone's, we love using this example. You don't have to point at a Star Wars shirt and announce what you know about Star Wars to like share it with them. You can, but like, you could just be like, yo, nice Star Wars shirt. Like, that's it. That's all you have to say. And it's just as simple as when you were a kid on the playground and you saw somebody playing with something that you liked and you were like, hey, I like that too. You know?
Yeah.
Except we're older. We're adults now. So you can just be like, hey, I appreciate the things that you have. That's cool.
Half the time when I do give compliments, it's just the compliment. Like, I don't even, I mean, there are some times where, like, and this is just more to be respectful for both my partner and the person I'm talking to. But if it's like a younger woman or just a woman in general, usually I'm a little bit more tactful in how I approach it because I don't want to just come across, because obviously male presenting, I don't want them to think that, like,
well, yeah.
So I usually like when they're checking me in or something, I'll just be like, hey, just want to let you know, I love whatever it is. Like, in Iowa, the girl that checked me in, I'll never forget her because she just had the best style. She was wearing a pantsuit. Yeah. And then she had a mohawk.
Oh, hell yeah.
Right? And then the tips of the mohawk were different colors.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then she had a bow tie.
Oh, that's what's up.
And so when she checked me in, she was the manager. Like, she checked me in, and I was just like, I got to say, right off the get-go, I was like, your whole style. Yep. I'm in love with it.
Love it.
And she was like, thank you. And I was like, I just, and like,
that's so good.
I know that, like, again, we talked about this last episode, but like, I do a lot of like, with my hands, this is great for an audio platform.
But like, you have what some people would describe as limp wrists. Yes. Your wrists can flop in a limp manner. Yes. Okay.
When I told her I liked her style, this is literally what I do with my hands.
I love your style.
I mean, you can describe this if you want, but I was like, your whole vibe is just great.
Yeah.
Like,
what you did was you daintily flicked the compliment in her direction, right? Yeah. It's like a volleyball serve, but like, really soft. Yeah.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Anyways, what's the topic today?
Well, we're going to talk about content, but I like where we are right now. Like, and I just want to wrap it up by saying, compliment more people. Don't overthink it. Just pay a compliment to the thing. And it's up to them if they respond positively or negatively. And however they respond, don't take it personal. That's it. Like, pay somebody a compliment. And if it wasn't their day, going back to last episode a little bit, like, always remember you might be addressing someone on the beginning or middle part or end of the worst day of their entire life, right? You don't know. So just like if you want to pay a compliment, just pay the compliment, right? Pay it however you're going to pay it in the best way that you can pay it. Think about it, right? Don't just throw it out there into the world, because then you're just walking around throwing stuff out and people might not take it with as much meaning or value as it could have. But like, think about it, deliver the compliment, call it a fucking day, right? They don't owe you anything back, right? You did the thing that you wanted to do, and what you get out of it is feeling good for having made someone else's day a little better. Wow, we're such a positive podcast.
I love that message.
We're so wholesome.
That's great.
We're so fucking wholesome.
Wow, we're so great. Look at us. Look at us. Look at us go.
I love
Everyone
it.
compliment us.
Right. So, going back to like, it's, I was talking to you about
I have an announcement.
Oh yeah, fuck. That's how we ended last episode.
Yeah, and this announcement leads right into our topic, so this is great.
Are you gonna? I was gonna say, are you gonna hold off on the announcement until next episode? Like, really reel people into it,
like just like keep every week.
I've got an
announcement
next episode.
And it's just every episode. It's the same clip. I don't know how to re-record it. It's just the same clip, copy and paste it every episode.
I want that, but also, what's your announcement?
But I have a real announcement though. That's the thing.
Give me your
I can come up with fake
announcement, Odie.
Okay, well, this is great because it's going to segue perfectly
Is your
into
announcement that you have 100
what you wanted to
million
talk
power
about.
in Clash of Castle Kingdom Palace?
Yeah, so if you use discount code IDIOT, that's IDIOT,
if you use
can get
discount
100
code,
million.
all your missiles are us now. All right.
Okay, so, so Jesus Christ. Okay, serious face.
Serious face.
Serious.
I'm so
serious
serious
face.
right now.
So, I mean, as of right now, I know a lot of the people that listen to this are, friends and family probably. But
And Byron.
Oh, and Byron. Also,
he's my brother.
I want to tell you something.
What's up?
There's something specific that I think about with Byron. Sorry, Byron. I didn't mean to call you Brian. I was thinking of Fast and the Furious. Sorry. Brian Toretto. Byron, there's something specific that I think about with Byron all the time, and it happened probably 3 years ago, and it's still all the time comes across my brain. So I'll tell you that later.
I detracted you from your announcement again. All right, go.
So I quit my job. That's my announcement. So after 7 years of working for a company, an environmental company, I am finally a full-time freelancer for video editing, video creation.
Hold on. Give me your announcement one more time, and I'm going to play party music, like celebration music in the background. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
So we're recording this on a Saturday, right? As of the day before, I quit my full-time job.
Yay!
Yeah, so for the first time in my life, I am able, everybody that listens to this knows I have a YouTube channel. It's a very small YouTube channel. It's not like I'm going full-time
Small
YouTube.
on the uptime.
But because of my YouTube channel, it opened the doors that I wanted. And now for the first time ever, I can be full-time freelance doing video work for other brands, and I make enough and have enough clientele that I don't need a full-time job anymore. So now I am full-time content creator is what I'm going to call myself, which, funny enough, before we even picked this topic, already knew this announcement was coming. We decided to talk about
content.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well,
great setup.
I actually, what's really funny is when I pitched this topic to you, I was thinking specifically about like how it's evolved over time and what it means now versus what it used to mean. And like, content didn't even really start being a word until the mid 2010s, right? Like until then it was just like you had a thing on YouTube, you had a thing on Twitter, like you had a following on Instagram maybe. Like Instagram was still small in 2011, 2012, right? And here we are, we're like 11 years away from that now, right? And like shit's just blown up, man. And people make entire livings off of making content, whatever it might be, right? Is it like, are you doing like model plane discussions and building guides? Are you drawing art step by step and having people pay you on Patreon to learn your art style? Are you taking photos of things and just posting all the beautiful places that you go in the world? Do you have a travel log? Do you have a diet that you're promoting? Are you an OnlyFans person? Like there's so much where like, there was a part of me for a very long time that was very jaded toward the idea of everyone commoditizing themselves and becoming content creators, right? Like that was part of what, when we started this podcast, I was like, we're a brand now because you're a brand and I'm a brand and everything's a brand. But what I realized is that like not everything's a brand, right? So like initial hypothesis for this podcast out the window. It's gone because I was thinking about it. No, well, I was thinking about it and like, yeah, cool. We could look at it that way. That's one way to look at it. And there's a level of correctitude to that, right? There's a level of correctness. However, another good way to look at this that maybe comes off a little less jaded is that we're actually taking the things that we're able to do, and instead of putting them in the hands of a middleman who goes out and makes extra cash on top of us doing those things, we're finding ways to optimize the amount of money that we're making off of those things by using services that act as a middleman, right? So instead of having like a talent agent, you can just go do fucking TikToks now, right? You can just do YouTube. Like, you don't have to have an agent that goes, this is Odie Matthews, and he does a bunch of cool stuff with bags, and you need to pay him, and then you have to pay your agent. And then, like, part of what you get paid goes to, like, all the fees and stuff like that. Like, you can just review bags and upload it. Like, your overhead cost has gone down because your ability to create content, your ability to create something and then share it is that much easier.
Yeah. I mean, been doing it for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
A few years now.
So there's
That's crazy.
What I really wanted to do to like frame where the topic for this came from. And I'd even forgotten that you were like about to quit your job and just be full-time content creator, right?
Yeah.
And I was but like I was like, "Oh, wow, that would be a cool topic," because I was watching I was watching 4 different content creators, one who reviews movies mostly and then does Magic the Gathering content, one who specifically does video essays on Magic the Gathering art, one who comments on and plays Magic the Gathering on YouTube, and another content creator who does not even video essays, they're just like these giant I almost want to call them like dissertations on philosophy as it pertains to different things in Magic the Gathering. And they were all playing a game of Commander, which is something that I do and could have done instead of watching them play. But instead, I was like, no, I love these personalities and I love watching them play. And where they were showing them playing was on the YouTube of, people call him the professor, but he runs Tolarian Community College on YouTube. And I was watching that and I was like, wow, this is really amazing. Like, I don't have to go turn on a TV channel. I don't have to watch ads. I don't have to try to find the streaming service that has this. He's making money off of me watching this because I want to.
Yeah. Dude, YouTube is a great place for so much.
It really is. And I feel like a lot of people who are in our peer group and older don't understand the ability that people have now to make money doing those things the same way that their generation, the one previous to them, didn't understand that you could like write songs and live off that forever, and that the ability to do that was getting easier and easier, right? Like that was.
Do you want to peek behind the curtain?
Yeah,
how to make money off YouTube? Like, because I can tell you how you can make you. Because I mean, I do it. I make money off YouTube every month.
Actually, yeah, I want you to explain that very well because I don't know how someone makes money off YouTube. I've never thought about it.
It's not as hard as people think.
Okay.
And I say that obviously as someone who has, I'm over the limit on people you need subscribed in order to make money. But first thing I will say about when it comes to YouTube is you need to, in my opinion, as somebody who has a YouTube channel and grew it 100%, didn't advertise it, didn't run ads for it, I just organically built it off of what people told me.
Okay.
First thing is pick a day to release and then don't miss that day ever until you get an audience to where then you can play around with your release schedule. Because when I started out, I knew that was key, and I still have the same release day, but I released a video every single Sunday and I've only missed like a few.
Okay.
So that is the biggest thing. YouTube algorithm is all about consistency.
Okay.
But in order to make money off of YouTube, the first requirement is, and I don't know the exact number, I want to say, well, I know it's 1,000 subscribers. You have to have at least 1,000 subscribers on your channel. So that's a pretty big milestone.
Okay.
But realistically, it takes about probably, if you're consistent, and again, it all depends on the type of content. I chose bag reviews, which is a very niche pocket of YouTube.
Yeah.
So I knew it was going to take me a while to grow my audience because, again, that's a niche pocket that already has a lot of people in it.
Yes.
And when it's a small group with with a lot of creators, it's not a lot.
Okay.
So I would say that for the average person, depending on your content, probably be a little bit easier. But again, it all depends. So you have to have 1,000 subscribers. You have to have a certain number of watch hours. And I want to say that's close to 1,000 as well.
Okay.
Maybe not, because might be 500, but you have to have a certain number of subscribers, which is 1,000, certain number of watch hours on your channel.
Okay.
And then the third one is, my God, now I forgot. Pause.
You're good. Subscribers, watch hours.
Yeah. Okay. it's 1,000 subscribers with 4,000 public watch hours in the last 12 months.
Okay.
So you have to really like, yeah, that's what it is. Okay.
So once you
And
cross the threshold of 4,000 public watch hours, which doesn't have to just be subscribers.
nope, and it's anybody watching
So
your video.
once you've crossed 4,000, how much
And you have
do
1,000
you make
subscribers.
per view?
So, well, here, let me bring up my analytics. Let me tell you how much I made. I'll tell you how much I made with how many views I got that month.
Okay. Like, is there... I think the thing that I'm wondering is there an exponential return on what you make per view per month? Like, if you're at, like, say you get to, like, 100,000 views, is that a certain amount per view? And then if you get to, like, 1 million views, it's a higher amount per view because you're drawing more people in?
Yeah, so
Okay.
your revenue for every 1,000 views, I believe, fluctuates on the size of your channel.
Okay.
So, like, right now, in the last month, so for the month of April
Okay.
or May,
Mhm.
it kind of overlaps. It's not like 1st or the 30th or whatever.
Okay.
In the last 17 days, my channel has gotten 25.7 thousand views.
Okay.
And I have made a grand total of $80.17 off of that.
How many views?
For a rough 25.7. So basically,
25.7
every 1,000 views, I make. Yeah, basically, it breaks it down for me. Every 1,000 views, I make $3.12.
Okay. So
Yeah, but
if you
yeah,
were getting more, would you make more per view?
I think so. I'm not
Okay.
honestly. I'm not really sure.
I mean,
I think the more views you get,
and 27 cents per view is a good amount. Like, you're not doing anything extra.
yeah, because so like if I break it down and I change it from the last 2 weeks, I had it on the last 14 days to the last 7 days,
Mhm.
I got 7,000 views, and for every 1,000 views, I made $3.03.
Okay.
So yeah, it is. I do believe it is by how many
So
views
as
you've
view
gotten.
counts go up, the amount you make per view goes up. Okay, that's kind of what I was
That's
thinking
my-
it was because
that's
that
my working
incentivizes-
theory.
Yeah, well, here's how I'm thinking about it. I'm trying to reverse engineer it to answer the question: how would
Don't hurt
a
yourself.
company like YouTube incentivize the people who are driving the most views to their website to want to drive even more views, right? And the answer to that is incentivize them by increasing the amount that they make by, it's probably a fraction of a cent per view by every like 100 views or so, right? Because what you do is that becomes exponential over time. It's probably exponential too. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, what I'm saying is it's probably a curve. Like, it probably goes like steeper as you go further rather than just being linear, right? Because what that does is that makes the people who are producing the highest viewed content go, oh my God, my highest viewed videos are so much more like money making than the others. How do I replicate that process? And that's where I think some people end up having their biggest guff with quote unquote the algorithm, quote unquote YouTube, right? Like, where they have their issue with YouTube as a consumer of or a creator on, in that like YouTube seems to be driving people to make content that replicates the success of other content, which can doesn't always, but can homogenize the creation of content on the website itself, right?
Well, people steal video ideas, thumbnails, and the titles all the time.
Yeah. Because why
And
not?
you see it all the time,
'Cause it's
especially
gonna
with like
drive
the
views.
family channels and yeah. No, it's weird though because I don't know, like YouTube is such an interesting element, but like the weird thing about it is like you pull this over to like TikTok, for example, which I know you don't have one, but I started posting on TikTok for fun. It has nothing to do with my normal content. It is literally just whenever I feel like making a video or if I come up with something that I think is funny or whatever, I post. It's really not putting a lot of effort into it. And apparently, I'm a pretty average channel. I have about 500 people that follow me. My videos get roughly 200 views, which is apparently fairly normal and very average and like completely okay.
Yeah.
Like that is a very average TikTok channel.
Yeah.
But people compare it to videos that get 1 million likes and 5.7 million views or whatever, and they're like, wow, I'm not doing very well. And it's like, yeah, that's a big creator, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I mean,
you can't compare yourself to somebody like that.
the videos that are getting the most, they're either, they're creators that have had followings for a long time that have grown, right? Or
they're really
are
funny.
They're people who are doing something that they've recognized that a lot of people just gravitate toward, and then using the proper hashtags, right? Or it's a creator that like blew up. Like, so here's a good example, and to tie it back into the cult episode, Sleep Token blew up this year, right? And they didn't blow up because they were releasing their third album and they've just grown naturally over time like that way. They blew up because they had a song come out called The Summoning, and it was probably the most, like, I would say the most unique metal song I heard in the beginning of this year. And it was right in the beginning of the year. It was like January or February. And they released a song called The Summoning, and it has this really sexy blues riff at the end of it. But it's still very metal, still very them. And what happened was people crafted that, one of them being my good friend Nick, who I was hanging out with yesterday. They cut that clip and then would use it over their TikTok videos. And so then people on TikTok were like, oh, what's this band, right? And this happens a lot on TikTok. Like Miguel's Sure Thing by Miguel, that song came out in 2011 or 2010. It might even be 2010. But that song came out in 2011, and it has seen a resurgence because people started using it on TikTok. And I can't tell you how many times I've been listening to something that I love from like the past 2 decades, and someone's gone, oh, that's the thing from TikTok. And I go, no, it's not the fucking thing from TikTok. Well, it's not annoying that people identify it from TikTok. I think it's amazing that people are like, things are seeing a resurgence because of, social media, TikTok, things like that. I think
it's annoying that that's where it's famous for.
Well, the miracle of that is amazing, right? And I don't think that part's annoying. I think what's annoying is instead of finding a better way to frame that, someone goes, "That's the thing from TikTok," and really, they're not trying to be annoying. It just annoys us because that's not where we know it from. So really, we're in control of how we react to that. Like if someone knows something from TikTok,
I bet you we've done the same thing too.
Well, I think if someone knows something from TikTok, it's not their problem. Like it's not our problem either.
It's also not bad.
Like it's fine. Like that's where they saw it. Yeah. Like so like people know Sleep Token now because of, I would say, TikTok and YouTube. Like they blew up because of TikTok and YouTube, and they've been growing slowly and naturally over time. But they were only at like 400,000 listeners in January, and then they jumped to millions because of TikTok and YouTube.
Yeah. Hey, let's see. How many do they have on YouTube? I have YouTube Music because I'm weird.
Check it out, man. But they, like...
I love Sleep Token.
They were way lower at the beginning of this year. And I know because I went to a show for them at the end of last year, in October. I went and saw Sleep Token. It was like the 17th or 19th or something. And they were opening up for Nothing More. And they did not have a huge crowd. Like, they had a good crowd because the people who love them, right? But, like, they didn't have a huge crowd. I was able to get right up next to the stage,
Sleep Token, how many did you say they had?
Millions?
400,000 roughly?
They had like 400,000
No, before.
Like 400,000 or something.
So on YouTube Music, but YouTube Music is off of the subscribers to their YouTube channel, so it doesn't always count. But YouTube Music, they have about 200,000. On
200,000
Spotify, they're over 2. Yeah, but again, Spotify is like, or YouTube is like if you're subscribed to the actual YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah. And a lot of people will just watch something on YouTube. They don't subscribe.
Yeah. But they have over 2 million on Spotify.
Yeah. They went up.
That's insane.
By millions.
What does
because of, and I'm going to say it was primarily because of YouTube and TikTok. It wasn't because like.
Ghost has 9.3 million? Jesus
Ghost is
Christ.
Insane.
I love Ghost. I can't wait to see them in August.
I know.
Anyways.
Let's have another cult episode.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. No, but like that's an example that pops out in my mind because I've been listening to them for so long, and then to watch that happen was just cool. So I'm not mad that someone would walk up to me and be like, like if I'm listening to Sleep Token and have them be like, oh my God, I know that song from TikTok, or that's the song from TikTok. I'm not going to go, it's not the song from TikTok. Like I'm not going to get mad at them because that's where they know it from, Like imagine if you were like a kid, like I'm trying to think back, like if I had walked up to someone and been like, and they were listening to like Green Day, and I was like, oh, that's the CD from the record store that I bought it from, and they're like, no, they're from fucking this performance that I saw. Like, you can't get mad at someone.
Or
for
like if you
where
heard a
they
song
know
on like
something
GTA 3.
Yeah.
Like, that's a song from Grand Theft Auto
Yeah.
3. Like, no, it's not.
Dude, like,
yeah, I get it.
Like, Hozier blew up, and a lot of people knew his song from
Take Me to Church.
they knew
was
Take
that
Me
in?
to Church, but the first song of his that blew up was actually the Arsonist Lullaby, and it was on. Hold on, and this is such a fucking weird deep cut, and I only know it because my girlfriend at the time was watching the show. Oh, The Originals, the vampire show in New Orleans. She was watching that show, and I remember being like, there's a couple really good actors on this show. And then at the end of an episode, that song was playing, and I was like, what is this song, and who is this singer? I need to know more. You know, like, but that's where I knew Hozier from. I'm like, oh, that's a song from The Originals, like when the guy was going to burn alive in the house or whatever it was. And then Hozier blew up, like, that year, you know? Or like Billie Eilish.
Yeah.
Like, I knew Billie Eilish from Colors, because she did a Colors performance well before she blew up. And then all of a sudden she blew up because of When the Party's Over. And that was popular, I think. I kind of want to say that was like YouTube, TikTok again. And so...
I mean, well, here's a great example. Because, I mean, talking about content, right? So there's a guy on TikTok. I'm not going to name any names because I don't... This is all from the perspective of what I've seen, what I've... You know, again, I could be wrong. I'm not... Just
it's okay
what
to
I've
be wrong.
seen, my perspective. Thanks. So he does movie reviews, and he became like famous for just doing movie reviews, like talking about movies and
Who is
stuff.
it?
And well, this guy I like. His name is Straw Hat Goofy.
Okay.
Really cool dude. He's famous for holding his microphone like the old iPhone headphones, and he holds it and talks to it like this.
Yeah.
And great opportunities came for this guy where he was able to go to premieres and all kinds of stuff. There was some controversy around him, but I'm not going to talk about that because I don't know much.
Whatever.
I just know that there was some around it, which I think is a really cool thing that TikTok gave him this opportunity. Now, I'm going to flip that. There's another creator, and this person I'm not going to name because they're big. They've never posted content about Star Wars. They've never made videos about Star Wars. They've never posted pictures of Star Wars.
Okay.
And they got invited to Star Wars Celebration solely because they have a big audience. And their videos from Star Wars Celebration, and I bring this up specifically because I wanted to fucking go to Star Wars Celebration. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Of course I would want to go,
Yeah.
but I'm poor. This person got to go for free. They made a video about how they got put up in a hotel and they were shuttled around and they got VIP access. And then literally they were like, I don't know what any of this is, but it's really cool that I'm here. Fuck you.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say about that. I don't know if there's a point to this, but it makes me mad.
Fuck them. Hold on, Odie. Not fuck them. Fuck the company that thought they should be there instead of someone who actually cares about the thing, right?
Here's a good one. Here's another good one.
Content creator or influencer.
You're right. You're right.
Their goal, like, if you're an influencer and your goal is to get invited places and get shuttled around, and you get invited somewhere and you get shuttled around, congrats. You fucking
true.
did it, man.
That's very true.
Like,
That's very
we
true.
shouldn't be
I
mad
take it back.
at
I take it back.
influencers for doing the thing they wanted to do. We should be mad at companies for, like, going, oh, yeah, well, we should actually, we should be mad at ourselves for, like, allowing this person to have enough influence where they can just do what they want. But that's a metaphor.
What made me mad about it?
Not even a metaphor. That's something that we could apply to a myriad of things in culture. Keep going.
What made me mad was that there's other creators that are Star Wars specific that could have been invited.
Yes.
That their audience would love and that's my point, is that it's like, and I guess to some extent, my thing is like, if I was invited to, I don't know, like a bake-off, right? They're like, we want you to come to this big, I mean, that's not a bad example. If I was invited to something that I wasn't interested in, I just simply wouldn't go. Even though if it was free and I had an audience, I just simply wouldn't go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this person clearly, and again, no shade to them, but like, they clearly didn't know Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't like it. They struck me as the type of girl that would have made fun of people for liking Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Like, legitimately, like, that's just, if I saw that as a Star Wars fan and saw this person at con and being like, I don't know what's going on, I'd be like, are you here to make fun of me? Because you would have bullied me in high school.
Yeah.
But on top of that, there was another creator, and this one is a lot short of an example, but it's funny because it's anime related.
Hit me.
This is a very famous creator.
I love it.
On Instagram. They're really famous on TikTok, but on Instagram they posted a photo because I saw someone making fun of it, and it was them, and they were like, I don't know, they were like posed all like draw me like a French girl. And they had they were just like laying down is my point.
Okay.
But above them it was Photoshop, but it was like the character One Punch Man, right? Like you all know what One Punch Man looks like. And if you don't, you can look him up.
The bald
it's
guy.
Bald egghead. Yeah. Sticker right above her, right? Mm-hmm. To the right of him is a sticker of Bakugo from My Hero, which I have a tattoo of. I love Bakugo.
Yeah.
It's Bakugo, but it looked a little different. Like it was like somebody had kind of messed with him a little bit, but it was still very clearly he's shooting the explosion out of his palm. He's wearing them like it's very clearly Bakugo. Do you know what the caption of this photo was?
With me and Goku.
That would have been amazing. No, it was I love One Punch Man and all the characters. But one of those characters is from a different anime.
Oh, she grabbed Bakugo instead of the android guy. The guy who shoots the giant explosion laser out of his hand. I mean here's
but it's like,
here's
you're
what
not
I'm
an
gonna
anime
say.
Fan. Why are you doing this?
Here's what I'm gonna say. I bet if you type in that android guy's name, whose name I can't even fucking remember his name from One Punch Man, right? If you type in his name and you scroll through images, you'll probably find at some point an image of Bakugo shooting.
You think so?
Yeah, if you type in like, I don't know, whatever. Like that's just like how stupid the internet is, right? So
she deleted it.
Well, probably because people are like, you're a fucking idiot. Bakugo's not in One Punch Man. But once again, we should just control our reactions to that. We don't have to comment on everything that's on the internet. Like, I think, part of the reason that I really don't like YouTube and stuff like that is because there's a comment section. And I just don't care. Like the people whose comments I care about, I talk to them. Like I talk to you.
That's my thing.
I talk to Matt. I talk to my friends. I talk to my family. I care about what they have to say about it. Like, to a degree or another, on a spectrum of caring, my caring is based on how related to you I am as a person. And so comment sections to me are they're moot, man. They're fucking moot. It's like a bunch of people who I don't know that have no real stake in my life just weighing in on shit.
Well, I mean, I get comments all the time on YouTube and it's a grab bag, mostly positive.
Yeah.
I mean, usually it's overwhelmingly positive, but I just had a conversation with the group chat I'm in. We're called The Pack.
Yeah.
And it's a bunch of other bag review channels.
Okay.
We just have a WhatsApp group chat. And so I asked them, because, speaking of our episode last week, which you should go listen to if you haven't, I mentioned this in the video where there's one YouTube video where I mentioned one line about however you identify these are good shoes for you, basically. And that video got a few hate comments. So I asked, because my last video, I had my nails painted red and white for the Red Sox.
Yep.
And this dude, he was relentless. He commented on every video that I had my nails painted. And on this video, he was like, I just don't understand why a grown man would have their nails painted. I can't support this channel. You move your hands too much and you paint your nails and I just don't get it. And it's like, that's fine, man. You don't have to understand the concept of nail polish or the fact that I even joke in the middle of most of my videos, I know I talk with my hands. I point it out. I make fun of myself for it. Yeah. It's just something that I do, and I think people realize that. But and so I asked them, I was like, how do you guys deal with hate? And it's interesting because some people, and I get it, some people just delete the comments because why would you want that? And that makes sense, and I'm for that. Why would you want to even deal with it?
Just delete the comment.
Some people respond very politely, which is usually my approach. Depending on the comment, I try to respond tactfully and be, nice and be like, hey, there's one comment that I responded to and I was like, hey, first off, these comments aren't welcome on my channel. This is not something that I want here. Secondly, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
And the other one that I find myself doing a little bit more is a couple of the guys in the chat were like, yeah, we just troll them. We just keep them commenting because the more you keep them commenting, the more your video gets recommended because there's activity on it.
I respect that.
And I was like, that's kind of smart. So what I started to do is to respond to people is just the out of pocket random shit.
Yeah.
Right? There was one comment on my channel where it was somebody, I don't remember what the comment was. It wasn't that mean. Mm-hmm. It was more of teetering the line.
Yeah.
And I just commented back and I was like, please put your pants on when you talk to me.
Dude, troll the troll. Yeah. I'm down
Like-
with that. That's fine. Like,
Or yeah, I just try to keep people commenting because again, it helps my video.
I'm a consumer though, and I'm not a creator. So for me, like comment sections, I just don't even scroll into them really, like because I don't care what other people have to say. Like I've gotten like if I saw the picture of the girl with Saitama and Bakugo, I would just be like, ha, that's funny, and I might like screen grab it and send it to somebody who would also think it's funny, and that's it. Like that's the end of my interaction with someone making a mistake because like. That's another thing that's come out of like content creation and influencer culture and social media is like this idea of perfection, right? And like how you're supposed to like, how could you ever fucking get a single thing wrong in your life? You know, like that's just, I'm not
documenting everything.
Yeah. And I think the part of me that distances myself from being quote unquote plugged in. I'm not going to say unplugged because I'm not unplugged. Like I'm just not.
Yeah.
I still have my
You're
phone.
Not as plugged
I still
in as many
have
people.
things. Yeah. So like, but the part of me that like distances myself at least from the greater social aspect of that is that I don't want to just be lumped into that culture. Like I don't think that we need to be commenting on everything. I think that like taking breaks from things is fine, and that like you don't like you can go and make mistakes in the world, and that's also fine. Like if someone makes a mistake, I read a fucking typo in a summary thing the other day and was just like it irked me for like 2 seconds because it's a typo and it bugged me, and it's like, but then I'm like, oh whatever, like I'd make typos all the time.
It ultimately doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, it fucking doesn't. And I think you know, when it comes to content creation, we could all be a little nicer to content creators who are really like putting in a lot of fucking effort to just make something that they love and share it with other people. And when they notice that it does well, they try to do it better. And like sometimes they succeed, sometimes they fail. And we should just give them grace either way. Like we should just give them the space that they need to be comfortable and fail and like politely correct someone, you know, because like that happens.
Yeah.
I'm in like a few different Discords that have to do with like some of the nerdy stuff that I'm into. And what I like about the ones that I've stayed in, because I haven't stayed in all of them, is like people are nice and you give somebody room to make an error. Like you don't just like, people don't get shredded for missing a detail or messing up somewhere. Like the community, you know, if a member of the community, not even the community, like a member of the community will go, hey man, I think you messed up. Or like, hey, I think you missed this. Like, and that's fine. I like that's what we kind of like, we need more of, you know, like when I was down in the Dominican, I think a thing that they have that we don't have, you know, we have so much, like, right. We have all this technology and stuff, but a thing that they have that we don't have is space for error and a lovingness that comes with the approach to someone making a mistake around you and going, oh, it's okay. They're human, you know, like, and it's hard to recognize the person who's a human on the other side of a piece of content creation, because at that point, yes, they're a human, but they're also, even you and I right now, like, yeah, we're humans, but we're also podcast characters. Like I'm not, well, seriously, I'm not like Kevin Miner, the Kevin Miner that like someone meets at work. I'm not the Kevin Miner that someone runs into.
Really?
Yeah, no, fuck no.
Can I tell you a secret? Are you
kidding me? I'm way different at work. Like I'm so fucking professional. What?
Well, so, I mean, obviously my job is gone now.
Yeah.
But if I'm being completely honest, pretty much what you get when you play games, what you see on my YouTube channel, what you see on the podcast, and who I am at work and in real life, there's a very little difference between those people. Like, I am pretty much, what you see is pretty much, like, my personality bleeds through everything I do. My boss and I had this running gag where he said 10-4, but he accidentally put 10-5. And then for a month, we just kept adding numbers to it. By the time I quit, we were up to like 32-3.
Perfect.
Like but like, yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm very sarcastic. I joke with everybody.
Yeah.
Like, I'm very professional at work, but like, that is still me. Like, even when I'm being professional, like, me comes out.
Yeah.
Like,
I
feel like the Odie
like,
Matthews on my YouTube channel is me. Like, that is just, like, it's me through and through.
Well, I think anyone who knows me, like, they'll see, like, you know, my optimism is always there, and like I'm still very much presenting myself.
Let's do an episode on that.
But ultimately, like, right now of course I'm not the same Kevin that I am when I'm in my office at work. Like, and I'm having serious conversations with people where I have to tell them like the truth of where they're at in their career, regardless of whether it's good or bad. Like I'm kind of being that guy, but it's not the same. Like you have to have like there's so many factors there's so many characteristics of a personality, and we ramp up some and dial down others for different parts of our lives. Yeah. So like what I'm really getting at is like, right now, yeah, we're Kevin and Odie, but also we're Kevin and Odie on Unpop right now, which is different from Kevin and Odie like just hanging out. Right? Like if we weren't recording anything, we'd probably have a different discussion. Like we'd let it flow a little differently.
I don't know.
It would go in a million different directions, but we're trying to keep a little bit of a topic together. So like,
I got to tell you my Byron thing too. Don't forget. Because I'm sure Byron's listening in anticipation.
Hit me now with that right now.
Okay. So I don't know. It was in the Discord chat, but years ago, Byron was working in a freezer. Do you remember this when he was working in the freezer? Was it a grocery store? Yeah, okay, it was a grocery store. Yeah. So he sent a picture, and for context, quickly, all of our friends, Matt, Byron, Adrian, Jack, all of them, Danny, Hupak, shouting out everybody, Joey, we all played Destiny together for a really long time. I'm not playing right now, but everybody's still playing. Still
Neither
in the Discord
of us are
chat.
playing.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
He put on a glove, like some weird glove, and he was like, this looks like so-and-so warlock armor. And now all the time when I think of Byron, I think of that photo of this really like cool looking glove that he was wearing in a freezer.
Glove. Yeah.
Yeah, it was so cool. And I think
cool.
about it all the time for some reason, just him wearing this glove and be like, doesn't this look like a warlock? I'm like, it does look like a warlock.
I think of the meme that I created of Xavier Omar and smiley face emoji blowing a birthday like celebration thing in his face that I made that I send to Byron every year on his birthday because I think he looks like Xavier Omar a little bit. Not even a lot, like just enough that I send him that every year and it says happy birthday, Byron. And it's the same thing every year.
Oh, you know what? I just realized something.
What?
We record on Saturdays.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. I was going to say, we're going to record on my birthday this year, but it's on Sunday.
Oh, okay. Cool. I have to go to a Trek Invitational in just a little bit. So Yeah, so we should probably
I have YouTube to do.
Wrap it up, Odie. Yeah, you have your job to do, Odie. You have a job, sir.
Yeah, I do.
I don't have to work today because I'm in corporate America. We work 9 to 5.
That sucks.
I'm done.
I can sleep until noon on Monday.
Whatever, dude.
I wouldn't ever. I wouldn't ever do that.
Dude,
Anyways.
I love my job, and I love its structure.
That's
and
good.
I love the regimen that I have now, and I never thought that I would be like, I love corporate America, but I fucking do, man. It's so nice.
Hey, don't get me wrong. I did love my job.
It's so
I did love
cushy.
my job.
Yeah.
I did love my job a lot.
Like, when I was playing in a metal band, I was like, oh, fuck that. I'll never sell out. I'm so sold out, man. I'm so sold out, and I love it. I'm looking at new dress shoes that I'm going to wear to work. I'm looking at suits for later this year. You know, like, I'm booking my trip to home office. Like, yeah, shit's good.
I love that for you.
Thank you.
I love that.
Thank you. I think more people.
I'm in my home office in my suit right now.
Corporate America a try.
Yeah, okay.
I'm kidding.
Let's not.
That might be going too far.
Let's not say that on a podcast.
I'm just kidding.
Kevin's opinions are his own. They are not a reflection of me, Odie Matthews, speaking right now. I do not reflect that. I do not support that.
Let's be real. If we could do this for a living, yeah, I'd do this instead for sure. But
well, yeah.
For now,
that's
for now. I'm digging it in corporate world. The corporate world is fun.
I just left corporate. Anyway. I get it.
Okay.
What have you been listening to, watching, consuming, contenting?
Consuming.
Make you go first.
I got back to watching some shows this week. Would you believe that I only have enough time in the week to maybe watch 2 episodes of something? Because that's where I'm at in my life. Yeah, I'm just busy otherwise. I've been working out. I'm on Operation Get My 8-pack back. So that's been of concern, and then not concern, that's been just like a project of mine. And then I'm working a lot because I had to play catch up because I just got back, so this was my first week back. A lot of things have changed. Some people were like, oh my, it was actually really nice. A lot of the people that I work with were like, oh my god, it was so different while you were gone. I'm so happy you're back. Like that was really cool. So I've been really
That's nice.
putting myself into my work. We had a network meeting this week. I was only able to watch 2 episodes of Succession, which is
still
climbing its way up to being like one of my favorite shows ever. It's so good. It's
on my list.
It's
I gotta
so
get to it eventually.
good. And it's like
I need HBO Max.
it's
That's what I
very
need.
self-aware. It's very tongue-in-cheek. The comedy's on point. There are so many good things in that show. And twice this week, Brandy was like, do you want to watch an episode of Succession? And I was like, it's a little late, but okay.
You want to know a fun fact about Succession?
What?
The main character, do you know what he's famous from? The main, like the kid, the actor, the younger guy? Do you know what he's like,
Kieran
where he got
Culkin?
his start? Yeah.
He's not
I think it's his name.
the main character. The main character is Kendall Roy. And it's played, I forget who it's played by, but he was in The Gentleman, the Guy Ritchie film. But you're talking
Nicholas
about
Braun.
I think that's the guy who plays
Is he
Kendall
not the
Roy.
main character?
No.
Greg
Okay.
Hirsch?
Yeah. Okay. Wait. No. That's not the main character. Greg Hirsch is not the main character.
Who is this guy in the show?
That's Greg. Yeah,
Okay.
that's Greg.
Do you know what he's
He
famous
is
from?
a side character. Go on. What is he famous for?
Okay, well, do you know what he's famous for?
What?
Even if he's a side character.
What?
Who'd you say the main character was?
Kendall Roy is the main character.
Oh, he's not even top billed. What do you mean?
He's the first character you see in the show. He is like the main focal point of a lot of things that happen on the show. I would say there are several main characters, one of them being Kendall Roy.
Okay.
The other one being Logan Roy. And then after that, Roman and Shiv Roy are probably the 4 main characters, I would say. The Roy family.
Okay, well, do you know where Greg is from?
No.
It's a fun fact, and it's still cool.
All right, hit me
Did
with
you
it.
ever
I
see the
want
movie
fun in my
Sky
life.
High?
Huh?
Did you ever see the movie Sky High?
No.
Wow. Okay, well, for everybody else out there that definitely saw the 2005 superhero
I'm
high
too
school
old,
film
bro.
Sky High, No, you weren't.
Yeah.
It was 2005.
Dude,
It was very
18.
popular in high school. You could have still watched it. It was a good movie. It had Kurt Russell and some other people in it.
I'm not going to lie, it wouldn't have felt cool.
Ash versus the Evil Dead. Ash Williams. What is his name? Oh my God. Who plays Ash Williams? Bruce Campbell. Bruce Campbell's in it.
Yeah.
Anyways, do you remember, there's a kid in that, for those of you that have seen it, the kid that can turn into a glow stick had to glow up and is Greg Hirsch in Succession.
It's funny that you would use the word glow up because Greg is not a focal point of the show. He is actually very often like the slapstick and or beating like whipping boy comedy of the show.
Well, I'm just saying he looks like, I mean, if you saw what he looked like in Sky High, which I'm trying to find a photo.
In the last episode that I watched, he said he was considering suing Greenpeace. And someone's response was like, yeah, Greg, go ahead and sue Greenpeace. Who are you going to sue next? Like, are you going to sue, like, St. Jude's? Like, it was really funny. I love this show.
Okay, well, this is what he looked like in Sky High.
No, it's fine. Great, good for him. He looked amazing.
He looked horrible.
He doesn't look
anyways.
great now. They do not paint him as a great-looking, charismatic person on this show.
Whatever.
His first scene,
I thought it was fun.
His introduction in the show, he works for a theme park, and he gets beat up by little kids inside of a mascot suit until he vomits. That's the first scene for him. Yeah. Anyway, he does kind of have a glow-up on the show. Like, he gains a lot of responsibility, and, like, some cool stuff is happening, but he's still very much a clown. But
I need to watch that show.
So I've been watching that. And then 2 albums came out today, and there is no better way to express the styles of music that I love or the approach to music that I take than by showing someone these 2 albums that came out today and sharing with them that I am equally excited. And one is Veil of Maya, and it is very much post-progressive hardcore. It is very heavy. And it starts with very dissonant, pinched, like, spider chord tones, and then just goes into, like, heavy screaming and double bass and everything that I love about metal. And then the other is the new album by Nyomza, who most people don't fucking know. But I'll tell you what she wrote. She wrote Seven Rings. Well, she co-wrote Seven Rings and another Christina Aguilera song. Or not Christina. No, sorry. Ariana Grande. She's a ghostwriter / co-writer for Ariana Grande songs, and her new album is called Stages, and it's only amazing, and it's got Louis the Child on it, and I listened to it this morning right after I listened to Veil of Maya, and they're two very different moods, but they both make me happy.
That's good.
Yep. What do you got?
Well, not a lot, honestly.
All right, that's the podcast.
What we did this week. Okay, bye.
What do you got?
What we did this week, instead of consuming a lot, was we went out and bought Lego kits. And this week we put on lo-fi music and built Legos. So we built. Yes.
So you've been consuming your own building of Legos, like you've been.
Well, that's part of it.
Literally consuming an action with your eyes.
Because like do it. We built the TIE Fighter, we built Captain Rex's helmet, a Slave One, a Millennium Falcon, and an X-Wing.
Wow, you did a lot.
Yeah, and then, so we did that a lot, but outside of that, I chipped away as I transitioned out of my company. Speaking of video essays and YouTube and content, I pretty much only I chipped away at bits and pieces throughout the week, a almost 4-hour-long Star Wars video essay about the start of the Force in 25,000 years before the Battle of Yavin, all the way up until the fall of the Old Republic. Continuing my Star Wars trend.
I love that myself and probably many other people have no concept for what the fuck Yavin is. But you say it so
Battle of Yavin for the first Death Star.
Oh, don't even say it. I don't even know what it is, and if it's in the Star Wars movies, I'm in the dark on it, and I love it.
Yeah.
Don't even tell me.
The other thing.
Just keep saying it, because in my mind, it's like this mythical date moment in Star Wars that like.
It is.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Great. So 25 years.
It's a very important
25,000 years before the Battle of Yavin, which sounds like the beginning to the most nerdy Star Wars thing ever. Go on.
Yes, it was a great video essay. I was very happy to listen to it.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm still on my Star Wars kick. I'm never not gonna. I mean, almost every week, I'm probably gonna consume something Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's my jam, man. But the other thing we did, and this was probably my favorite thing, is we found a bunch of our favorite memeable SpongeBob episodes. So like all the quotes, and we rewatched probably 6 or 7 old SpongeBob episodes from like season 1, season 2, like the Krusty Krab pizza, and like I'm ugly and I'm proud.
Yep.
Like we watched a bunch of the old quotable SpongeBob episodes just because it's on Amazon Prime. If you have Amazon Prime, all of SpongeBob is on there.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was just like a fun nostalgia trip that we did. But that's it. That's basically all I consumed this week.
I have one more. I'd actually really like to plug this.
Nope, that's it. Bye, everybody. It's the outro music. Stop looking at me like that. Make me uncomfortable. All right. Well, Kevin froze, or I broke his brain. Cheers. Are you done? Stop. I don't like this dead silence. I'm digging myself a hole. Help. Co-host, you need help.
No, I'm actually going to play the outro music there. That's a really good way to end the episode. And then I'm going to have you talking in the background. And while the music is playing, go, Kevin, wait. And it's going to fade out.
Oh, Jesus, I think I'm turning brown. Some colorblind.
I'll share it next week. I think that's really fun. I really want to plug this one. Nope. Just that's perfect. That is better than anything I could have said. So fuck it.
I'm so sorry.
No, don't apologize. Don't ever apologize. I committed to the bit. We did a bit. We riffed.